Great, let's move on to the next subject. I want to ask Nick, can white people say the N-word?
Yes. Well, yeah, obviously they can. I say it all the time. So.
Great, I want to start. Isaac, you seem to disagree. Can white people say the N-word?
Anybody can do anything as long as it's not breaking the law. So from a literal sense, yes, white people can say the N-word, but I question the reasoning behind wanting to say that word. Is it to feel powerful, to take back control that was, that we took back from y'all because of that word? But all those scenarios aside, a white person can say the N-word, but I don't think it's right to say the N-word.
Burnout, do you have anything? Should white people be able to say the N-word?
Being that, in a sense, they kind of invented it, but the history behind it breeds a huge understanding as to why you shouldn't say it. I really don't understand why you would want to say it, other than to try to get a rise out of someone that it oppressed. So you can say it, but why? Why do you want to say it? Me personally, I don't think that you should. If you are really like a human being that wants to get over the hump of racism or wants to be progressive, I don't think that you should be doing that. You're contradicting yourself. But that's my opinion.
Christine, would it offend you if a white person said the N-word?
Listen, so there are people that'll say, oh, like my black friends let me say the N-word, or I got a pass. Well, if you say that to the wrong crowd of people, you might get jumped, you might get killed and things like that. So it's not, I mean, I get called ching chong, ling ling. It's not even on the same level though, because of like the history behind the word, and black people have got to reclaim that word for themselves. I don't see white people having the desire to claim ching chong and ling ling, but they just call Asian people that. So it's like, yeah, white people can say it, but it's like, you might have black friends that co-opt that and love that for you. But if you go to like the wrong area of town, or you go somewhere and you're willy-nilly saying it, you could get beat up, killed, all that stuff. And stuff.
Yeah, and it's just proving a point.
That's on the white person.
Heaven, do you agree? Do you think that white people should fear being killed or murdered if they say the N-word?
Yes, I think they should.
Beat up,
because
not that extent. I'm just asking.
No, I'm definitely that extreme. I feel like they should fear that, because it's a word that, like, everyone else has said on this panel right now, like the history behind it. Why would you want to say a word that was created by your people?
This bitch just said you should get killed for saying that word. This nigga wildin'.
To oppress another minority. I don't even know why somebody would want to say that. It's classless. And it's just not a good word.
Cheyenne, let me ask you, should white people fear getting beat up or murdered if they say the N-word?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you have an argument or just anything else to add?
No, I am going to add. Obviously, they're going to say it. But to say it to like any other minority that is black, or just to say, oh, why do you want to say it? That's the reason. Because
someone's driving too slow across the crosswalk. Someone cuts you off in traffic.
Yeah, but
someone throws a bag of Fritos out the window on the highway. You're
that's
like,
not really a reason.
And it comes flying out.
I disagree.
It's flying right out.
White people should fear for their lives for saying that word. However, I do think a lot of white people, they think they could just say whatever they want and there will be no repercussions. Now, I'm not advocating for them to hurt or anything, but if you lose a sponsorship, if your friends distance themselves from you, if you get dropped from your job, that is just a natural reaction to you saying something that is not deemed appropriate in society. So yes, you can say that word, but be ready to face the consequences.
Yeah, I agree with him. I don't think anyone should be beat up for saying the word. I just think it's cringy. But actually, fighting words are not constitutionally protected by the First Amendment. Getting into a little lawyer talk, but Chaplinsky is the case. And back then, it was "you goddamn racketeer" was considered a fighting word, which meant that it was not protected speech. So there hasn't been any cases recently on this, but technically, fighting words are not protected speech. And I wonder if in a context where someone
Listen, you're a fucking OnlyFans whore. It is obviously protected by free speech. That's why she does OnlyFans instead of using her degree.
Someone uses that word if it would fall under that doctrine. I don't agree with that doctrine. I don't think fighting words should be not protected personally, but that is what our laws are like right now.
Nick, before you respond, Jazz, do you think somebody could earn an N-word pass?
I just feel like, listen, I'm not for people not being able to say something or being able to say words based on their identities. I'm not for that. I just think it's cringy. Like, I've never seen a non-Black person, especially a white person or someone that talks like me, where that word like rolls off the tongue and doesn't sound just gross and cringy. So, I mean, do I think anyone should get a pass? Not really. I just think people, if they want to use it, and the way you're perceived by society is on you.
Because you can't do it. I think that when it comes to the N-word and other slurs, it's protected under free speech. Like, a lot of conservatives like to say that, oh, I have the free speech to do this. Yes, you do, but you also have, to face the consequences. So this isn't a matter of like, can white people say the N-word? Of course they can, but do you still want to say that word knowing that your business will suffer, your social reputation will take a nosedive? I don't think people should fear for their life for saying that, but if you want to say that word and consequences come to you, then that's just, you made your bed, so now lie in it.
Go ahead, Christine.
That's that Lily Gaddis girl that gained 20,000 followers for saying the N-word on TikTok, and she's getting paid by all these outlets to do interviews. There are white people, yes, you will use the N-word and you will get loved by people on that side and welcomed into the right wing.
People love free speech. People love freedom. We are tired of this fucking cancel culture of the last few years. We are tired of these people that pretend they can be women when they're men, and if you say something, you get canceled. Same thing with the N-word. It's just a word. Get over it, bro. There's no slavery anymore.
In the conservative side of Twitter, so that's why I think some people would want to do that, because they want to be edgy and they want to monetize off of that, because there are some people that agree with them and think that it's funny and that they'll do that. So
now she's getting hate by the same people she was appealing to, so that never worked out for her.
Yeah, exactly. People calling her Jewish and things like that, which
Go ahead, continue showing yourselves. I have no problem with that.
Okay, well, before
can I jump in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it is sort of crazy because, this is a word that, let's just stop pretending. It is considered the same in any context. If someone utters the word, even if they mean no harm, even if it's not directed at a Black person, even if it's not directed in a derogatory way, uttering the word, this is why we call it the N-word. We can't even, in the context of this conversation, and there's a proposition, should we say it, should we not say it? We're not even allowed to utter the syllables, because we all know we don't want that clip to go around because we get canceled. And people on the panel say if you say it, you should be struck down and killed or beat up. Some, not all. And this is something a lot of people do believe. You see videos on the internet where it's like, oh, this guy said the N-word, then this guy hit him with a skateboard and knocked him out. That was awesome. He had it coming. The only other entity that I can think of where to this day people say should be killed if you offend them is God. Like that, if you commit blasphemy in certain cultures, they'll kill you. And that's on the same level today. In the same way that Christians won't say GD, they won't say that because it's blasphemy, it's a sin, you go to hell, you have to go to confession. It's like that today with the N-word, which like children, we have to, like the F word, I said the S word, we still have to say the N-word. And I think this speaks to the level of the whole country, as we all know, is walking around on eggshells not to offend the Black people. We all know you can offend white people, Hispanics, you can offend Asians, you can heap discrimination and racism on Arabs, Muslims, even Jews on some level. But we all know Black people, careful what you say, or else you'll be canceled. If you're not in good standing, if you don't have the stamp of approval, you'll get shouted down. And I think it's totally ridiculous. So I totally oppose it. I think that, look, it's a word, sticks and stones, break my bones, etc. People get called retard. People get called all kinds of other things. People can say things that are even meaner, that are more personal. But for some reason, blacks are this protected class. You can't say their special word. I think it's total joke. I think that if whites and blacks want to live together in harmony, there has to be a real mutual basis of equality. Nobody's ever said that there's things off limits you could say about white people. Jamie Foxx can go on SNL and say, I play Django, I get to kill a lot of white people, which is pretty awesome. You talk about killing white people on TV, that's fine. You utter the syllables of a slur, suddenly you're a racist? Like Michael, or what's his name, Kramer from Seinfeld? It's totally insane. It's got to go. And by the way, that's for the benefit, I think, of both people in the whole country, both peoples, blacks and whites. I think we should be able to say it. And it's funny.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to, real quick, guys, this is Adin speaking. So it was my birthday a year ago. I was on stage with Chief Keef and we were rapping together, Don't Like. I asked Chief Keef on stage with him, I said, can I say it? You sure? You sure? He says, yes. I ended up rapping the lyric and I said the N-word. Do you guys think there's anything wrong with that?
I think, like, do you want to go, man? Go ahead.
Okay. That is a very unhealthy way of thinking that, oh, because it's in a song, it makes it okay. Everybody likes to ignore the history. That should be the first thing that should come to your mind when you think about the N-word and its origin. It's just not like a light word. We know that the N-word was made to oppress. Us taking the N-word back was us reclaiming our power. You were trying to say that you using the N-word is funny, is you taking a whole population and their history and
You know, I had the same argument with one of my best friends that now I don't speak to anymore. Not because he's black, but... And, you know, before I got saved by Jesus, we were listening to King Von. He got so mad because I kept repeating the N-word. Just because in the song, it was in the lyrics. You know, so many times. You can't just sing the song and pause when there is the word. So I got into an argument with him because, and I said to him, well, should I just pause every time? Like he says it 200 times in a song and I just pretend that I'm offending someone singing a song. Can you imagine going an entire life without saying nigga? Who are you to control what I can and cannot say? And at the same time, claiming that people should be free to do and say whatever they want, but only when they agree with you and your fake ideology.
the abuse that you put them through and you classify them as a joke. And then to sit there and be like, oh, it's gonna breed equality if we can say it. No, it won't. What's gonna breed equality is you listening to Black people, hearing their preference when it comes to something that oppresses them, that has painted their history for years because of the actions of others, and take into account and respect that. Because if we can respect, not to say cracker or offend any other race, why is it so hard? You just said it.
But Burnout, real quick, if everyone wants equality, so shouldn't everyone be able to say any word they want? Because think about it, if you're
why are you trying to equate equality to saying words and not basic human things like the right to food, the right to home? Like, you're trying to make something fit where it does not have any prevalence.
Okay. Well,
all because you feel like.
But I just had a question. I just had a question. If you guys in here thought it was wrong for me after getting permission 3 times to rap on stage with Chief Keef to his.
Chief Keef doesn't speak for the entire community of Black people. I'm glad you got to say it and you felt good, but he don't speak for me. I love Chief Keef, but he don't speak for me or anybody I know.
Okay, so you guys I'm sorry, real quick. So you guys do have an issue if white people rap along lyrics to songs?
If we're constantly telling you the history behind this, and you know the history because it's from your ancestors, why do you want to say it so bad?
Yes, but you didn't go through that. You personally did not. I look,
we
I'm
are
Jewish.
Still recovering from the repercussions.
Okay, what about the Holocaust and Jews? I'm just asking you a question. I didn't go through the Holocaust. I didn't personally go through the Holocaust. You didn't personally.
But you can respect that the Holocaust was like really devastating to Jewish people, right?
Yes.
You can respect that. So why
Nick
can't you
doesn't
respect-
believe the Holocaust even happened, right?
Well, no, that was a whole different thing. Forget that.
Yeah, but Aiden,
But if you can
I
respect
feel like
that
you're drawing
a
a false
population of
equivalency.
people have been oppressed
You
for
got
so
me.
long and went through something so traumatic, why is it so hard for you to be like, oh,
Well, my question
okay,
is this.
they did too.
I think we need
Just
to be
because you want to say a
consistent.
word.
I'm not trying to speak for any. I'm Jewish, right? And you guys are black. You guys went through slavery, went through the Holocaust, pretty much similar things. So listen.
No, I wouldn't say that. But go ahead.
I said similar. I said similar in many ways. Okay. So my question is this: if we want equality in the world, we shouldn't be able to be like, all right, this specific group of people cannot do this, but these people can. If you want everyone to be equal, we all got to be equal.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you, that's the thing. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking for respect. If I can respect your Jewish heritage and what you went through, why is it so hard for you to respect my heritage and what my people went through, even though I didn't go through?
Listen, only 2% of white people had slaves. Okay? And back then, about 5%. Most people didn't even have the money in an entire lifetime to buy a slave. Do you understand that? So you are being the racist one because most white people never ever had slaves, and they're paying for not saying the word. They're paying for something they didn't do. Not even their ancestor. This bitch said, yeah, your ancestor. Do you think all white people had slaves? Are you that stupid? So we should be able to say it, because I will not pay for something not only I didn't do, not even my entire fucking family tree did.
Through it personally, and you didn't go through the Holocaust personally, I can respect that and not say anti-Semitic things to you just because it's in a song. You don't hear people saying, oh, I can say this, that, and other because it's in a song. You don't hear that. That's you wanting that privilege because you want to be aligned with something that you're not aligned with.
Huh. Okay. So
Good
Nick,
point. Like, for example, if in the song they said, like, you know, Hitler, that's the that I like. You know, you wouldn't like that if they said they liked Hitler in the song. They would hate that. I would also add, Italians never call them the N-word. We call them mullignans. That means eggplant. We call them mullignans. We call them shines because they shine. We didn't call them the N-word. And also, Italians were discriminated against too. Italians were lynched. People were racist against Italians. Italians never owned slaves. Italians got here in the 19th century. So you're telling me I oppressed people? I
Do
didn't
you
oppress
hear
anybody.
yourself though?
I didn't oppress anybody. What do you mean?
Subject. We're talking about black people, and you're bringing up Italian people for what? For what?
Yeah,
You basically talk about us being triggered over words, but I feel like a lot of conservatives get triggered just as easily. If we call
Like
you
what?
guys
Trigger me.
deplorables. I'm not talking specifically you, but I remember you guys boycotting people because they called Trump supporters deplorables, or you'll boycott another company because they said this thing, they said that. So I think that both people, like everyone has the free right under the Constitution to boycott, and the free market take place whenever someone does something or says something that the country does not approve of. So I think it's very hypocritical that you're saying, oh, black people don't let me say this, when you guys will be quick to boycott us if we said something y'all didn't like. That's literally just how society works, and there's nothing wrong about it.
Yeah, I'm just arguing people should be able to say it. I agree. I mean, people can react how they want, but I'd also
you're saying,
add...
oh, but they're canceling us. Do you not think that people should be canceled for saying the N-word? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
Then you're against the free market then. So you're basically contradicting your point. That people should be able to
because I don't think there's anything morally wrong with saying a word. I think that if a person and by the way, I'll just say, I think if a person has demonstrated that they hate another race, I think that's wrong. As a Catholic, I think that's wrong. But saying a word in any context, like Adin said, you could say it as part of a song, and I'm being a little edgy, whatever, I make a joke about it. But saying a word in the context of a song is obviously harmless. You're singing the song, you say the words in a song. You like the artist, you say the word in the song. But, we've seen legitimately people get shut down Because,
Yes.
you know, on TikTok, when they do the lip syncing, they do this when they do the N-word. They say, you know, when the N-word comes up, they do this. Because it's like even not even saying it, but lip syncing it as part of a song, people consider so immoral that they'll get contracts taken and everything like that. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with uttering a word, even if you might find it offensive. And, you know, again, context is everything. If someone is using it in a super derogatory way because they hate black people or something like that, I think that is different than people that say it when they're discussing it, people that say it in a song. It is a term of endearment among the black people. Same is true of other slurs. Gay people call each other f***its, women call each other bitches. I'm sure retards call each other r***s or something. You know, that's just society. What's really going on with the N-word is it's more about the social station that blacks occupy, and you can sit there and say, well, I don't think they should be beat up, but you know, just like Chief Keef doesn't speak for all black people, you don't either. A lot of black people take that as a sign. I can kill, I can punch, I can maim somebody. I think that's wrong.
Heaven, I want to ask you a question, Isaac, before you go, to include more people. Heaven, you said earlier that people should expect to be beat up or murdered if they say the word. Is it the same repercussions if they say the soft A versus the hard R?
You know, me personally, I just feel like they shouldn't say it at all. I was raised a little different. As a black person, like, yeah, I can say it, but my family didn't let me say it. I feel like I really do feel like it's just like classless and tasteless to say. I feel like if you want to say that word, like everybody else has said on the panel, like just expect whatever that happen, you know? My stance is still the same. I don't think anybody should say it.
But is it equal if Nick said the soft A versus the hard R? Is it the same level of offensive?
Yes.
Okay, Isaac, go ahead.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I just think that I agree with the statement that people should be able to say whatever they want. What I have a problem with is that Nick Fuentes seems to be of the opinion that whenever they face consequences for saying something that's socially unacceptable, that's wrong.
So guys, let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree with Nick or not. Leave a like if you want to. Christ is King, and God bless.